Welcome to another episode of the Watch Me Wholesale Show. Here's how this works. I'm going to randomly select a market, then I'm going to go into that market and find a distressed property for sale, run the numbers, and call and make an offer. And I'm going to be doing this with Propwire. Now, if you've never heard of Propwire, it's the largest database of distressed seller data with over 157 million records nationwide. Best of all, you can search and download as many records as you want, absolutely free. No subscription, no data upsells, 100% free. And guys, if you're new here, my name is Jerry Norton. I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling and flipping houses. And here on my YouTube channel, I show you how to do the same. So if you want to be a flipping genius like me and live your dream life, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Okay, I've got a picker wheel up on the screen with 10 random markets. We're going to go ahead and spin the wheel and pick a market. Jackson, Missouri, or is that Mississippi? Jackson, Mississippi, I think, is the winner. Let's go find a deal. Okay, so I'm going to go to propwire.com and I'm going to put in Jackson, Mississippi. And then we're going to go to MLS Active. We're going to go to single family. And then we're going to go over here to and sort by price. And if you're new to the show, I'll just explain what you're looking at here. We have a map on the left with pins of properties. And then on the right, we have each record individually. And you'll notice here that there's some other information on here that's super helpful. It'll tell us here that there's other things going on here. So it's for sale, but it's also an empty nester, free and clear, vacant. And so it's kind of fun to pay attention to that. It tells you what else is going with distress on these properties. And you'll see here in this market, we're really cheap here. Like I've been scrolling and we're at only 20,000. So this is a very low end market in Jackson, Mississippi, which means it's going to be extremely difficult to flip here. Probably most of these investment plays are going to be rentals. So I'm imagining that this is probably a Section 8 where you get government assistance on some of these properties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here and get into some of the luxury stuff in the 30,000s and see if there's something here that's worth checking out. So let's click on this one here on Carlton. Okay, so if I click on this property, you can see here that we've got some pictures and this thing is hammered pretty hard. You've got plywood down, these floors are shot, that kitchen's shot. Like this thing needs a bit of work. So this is not just a carpet paint. This is going to take a little bit of a rehab, even if you bring it up to a rental condition. So you could probably get this done for $20-25 to re-rent it out, but they're asking $30, so that's putting you in about $55-60. And I can tell you right now, it's just not going to work. The estimated value is $65. Let's just go comp this and see what's happening. So here we are. We're kind of going around here. I like to stay at half a mile. I would like to not cross these major roads here. But you can see here, if I just look at it out a year, I mean, there's nothing selling over 66, 66, 62. There's one that got 90 on Fairhill. I'm just kind of curious. Let's go see what this looks like. I'm going to see if this shows up because this thing sold for 90,000, which there's nothing anywhere close to that. Just for fun, let's see what this shows on like Redfin, if it gives us anything. No. Okay, so it doesn't make sense why that sold for that high. It's not a rehab. I thought maybe it's a rehab. But going back to, let's get out of there. Going back to our properties here, I mean, we're literally looking at probably a $65,000, $70,000 value. I mean, I could go in here and try to pick some of these high ones. Let's see, 57. There's a 67 a foot, a 67 a foot. And that's putting me at 83. There's a 73. That gets me to 86 as some high comps in there. But even still, guys, if I'm going to try to flip this, it just does not pencil because if I got to put 25 into it, let's say I buy it. Oh, maybe it does. Let's just put the numbers in. So what are we at? 85, 86. Let's say it could get 86. And we are, what's our 1266? So I'm going to go over to my deal analyzer. By the way, guys, you can go to mydealanalyzer.com and get this for free. It's a digital deal analyzer. You just plug the numbers in, they'll do the math for you. Again, just go to mydealanalyzer.com. And we are 1,266 square feet. So I'm going to go over to my deal analyzer, 1,266. And there we go. So we're going to put this here. Let's put this at 25,000 as a rehab. And we got to bump this up because we're not going to do this if we can't make, 25 grand. Yeah, so see guys, we got to buy this. If I want to wholesale this thing for 10, I'd have to buy it for 12.5. And that's assuming I can get 85 for it. So maybe this works as a flip. Maybe someone would come in here if I could buy it for 12.5, wholesale it to somebody for 20, 22. They could make 25 on it, but more than likely this is going to go to a renter. And even at 12.5, just to be safe, I probably need to buy this at 5. Because let's say I'm off on this. Let's drop this down more like to 75. There we go. And I want to make 25 as a flipper, so I adjusted all my numbers to make 25,000 on a profit, 25 in rehab, selling it for 75. I want to make a 10K wholesale. There we go, 44.99. I need to buy this for 5 grand, wholesale it to somebody for 15 grand. They spend 25 to make 25. Okay, so it could happen, but very unlikely. More than likely, it's going to be a rental. But even as a rental, I still want to be at 5 grand. Just so that I can, wholesale it to someone that wants to rent it. So my number's 5. Let's go call this agent. If I go back to the property in Propwire and I go to this show more button right here and I scroll down, there's my agent and a bunch of phone numbers. So again, I'm gonna, typically I forgot to do it on this one. Typically what I like to do is text the agent before I analyze it and say, hey, Joshua, I'm an investor, all cash, want to make an offer on your property. Can I call you in 5? But let's just call this guy and see if he answers.
Hello, Joshua speaking.
Yeah, hi, Joshua. This is Jerry Norton. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm calling about your listing on Charleston? Carlton.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Carlton Street.
In what county that is?
It's Jackson.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
You don't remember your listings. You have so many.
Yeah, I got a problem on the market. You talking about the 30,000?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, this has to be a rental, right? Like you can't flip in that neighborhood. Homes.
Could flip.
I mean, what would that?
Yeah, they have the ability to flip this time, Jackson, too.
What's that?
I say yes, you could flip it.
I mean, I'd have to buy it for next to nothing. Because what would it sell for fixed up? 70 grand?
It depends on the how good you fix it. But
I mean,
houses that's like flipping in South Jackson is going from all the way from 60,000 up to 175,000.
I mean, I don't see any comps in that neighborhood for anywhere over 100 in the past year.
I can pull some for you. But I know for a fact it was a couple investors had flipped around the same condition, in the same bedroom, and each one of them was around 111, 125 range.
Okay. I mean, I'm just looking and I don't see anything selling. I mean, here's something for 90, 93, and I'm going, a mile in any direction around this property.
When I do my comps, I go out to 3 miles. That's probably why I was seeing them a little bit more.
Why do you go 3 miles? Just because you can if it's a flip?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can go out to 3 miles, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me look at 3 miles worth. 3 miles is going, pretty. I mean, you're crossing the freeway and stuff. Okay, let me look now and see what I can find. And I'm going back. Let me go back only 6 months if I'm going to go out that far. Okay. Yeah, I'm still not seeing. I'm not seeing anything over 100 on the price.
Let's see. I'm looking at my phone because I'm not at my office right now. I'm in the
Yeah,
car.
I don't see. I don't see really anything. Let me just kind of draw a section here. Stay within this whole pocket.
But it could go for a rental also.
Yeah, let's talk about it as a rental. So what would that rent for over there? 1,200, 1,100?
Around from about 1,000 to 1,200.
All right, so let's split the difference and call it 1,100.
And in that section of South Jackson is Section 8 qualified. So I can say you can look at Section 8 too.
Yeah, I guess where's the seller at with this? I mean, it's been listed for a minute. What do you think it's going to take to get it done? Have you gotten any offers so far?
He got a few offers, but he was rejecting them. But I'm the co-lister on it, but my broker, he's the listing agent, so he get most of the offers. But they just did a price reduction. If I'm not mistaken, it was listed. Let me double check. Because I know they brought the price down.
Because it needs some work. Like you can't just slap some carpet and paint in there and put a tenant in. You're gonna have to spend some money.
Yeah, it was. They brought it down $5,000.
Okay, and what kind of offers have they been rejecting so far?
A lot of them was. I wouldn't say it was close, but I'm pretty sure they probably like close to like middle or dirt cheap, or it wasn't too close to the asking price that the seller wanted to accept.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to choose from in Jackson, so for something like this to sell, it's got to be a deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because why would I overpay if I can go buy? There's 100 properties for 20 grand. You know what I mean?
Yes, and in better condition also.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could get it done, but it's going to have to be like $5 grand cash. I don't know if they're ready to let it go, but that, to me, I think it's going to end up there anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the bank will accept it that low. But can I give you a call right back? I have another call coming through.
Yeah, what do you mean what do you mean the bank? Is this bank owned?
No, this one is a seller owned.
Okay, you said the bank. I'm just wondering what you meant by that. Is it they have a loan on it?
I got confused with the bank. We did a lot of foreclosures, and this one of the properties that is through a seller. So it's just my mispronunciation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's showing that this is owned by Fusion Notes LLC, so it sounds like an investor.
Yeah, it's a seller.
Okay, well, yeah, they own like 11 properties, so I mean, I'm unrepresented, so I'd let you write the offer for me. Can you call them up and tell them you have a cash buyer for $5 grand, see what they say?
Yes, sir, and I'll get right back to you.
Thank you.
All
right, see ya. Okay. I mean, I don't even know what to do. So this is a tricky market. You know, I think that's just what you do here. Looking at these properties, it's going to take 20, 25 grand. You're going to rent it out. It's going to be Section 8 probably. But he's wrong there about this thing selling for over 100,000. I mean, when I did searches 3 miles around going back a year, I still could not find any properties that sold for over 100 grand. Which means you cannot buy for value. Like you're not going to flip it. You won't make any money. Even if whatever you buy it for, it's probably not going to go up in equity over time. It's just one of those markets that just kind of stays where it's at forever. So the only play would be rental income. So can you rent it for cash flow? And when I'm dealing with a super low end market like this, I'm just going to go in as low as I possibly can. 5 grand. If I get it for 5 grand, I probably could wholesale it for 5 or 10 to someone, take it for 15. But I've got to be at least, you know, I got to exit at least half of where it's listed for it to be a deal, because no one's going to want it unless it's a deal. And if it's at 30 and I can exit at 15, meaning sell it at 15, I need to be at 5 so I can wholesale it for 10, right? So, you know, there you go. There's making an offer for 5, but you could tell I was still confident in it. I wasn't afraid to say. One of the key things I asked him was like, well, what offers have been rejected? And I don't know how he quite answered that. It didn't seem like he really gave me an answer. He said dirt cheap, so it's probably right where I was at. So they probably gotten other lowball offers around $5,000, and we're seeing that this is owned by an investor. So who knows? Maybe we'll catch them at the right time. They just want to get rid of this property. It's sitting vacant, needs a bunch of work, and we can pick it up for $5,000. Guys, I want to share with you in closing here. We've got a really cool promo going on with Propwire. It's called Propwire Gold. How it works is you get 2,500 skip traces a month for $97. So it's an awesome deal. Skip tracing allows you to get the phone number so you can call sellers direct. This is, we've been doing on market, but you can call sellers direct once you have their phone numbers. So 2,500 skip traces for $97 a month. Just go to propwiregold.com to take advantage of that promo. And guys, hope you got a lot of value out of this series here, and I hope you're enjoying the show. Please leave a comment and let me know what you learned from this, your big takeaways, and I'll see you on the next video.